Good afternoon. My name is Paul Hedano. Welcome, Toastmasters and guests. Today I thought I'd tell you a little bit more about myself in the form of telling you about one of my first jobs in college. That was driving a 18-wheeler truck in the summer for 2 seasons. And I'll pass around pictures just for you to understand the size of these trucks. One concept that was reinforced in this job was that you can learn or you can be taught anything. Now, when I first went to the trucking company, I was responding to an ad in the newspaper about, hey, work for us, we'll train you in 2 weeks, and you'll earn between $700 and $1,200 a week, which was an incredible amount of money back then. Still is today, at least for me. I was absolutely floored and impressed that they could take anyone coming in through the door and train them to, drive these huge machines. And after 2 weeks of training, or about 60 hours of hands-on training, I was, from the California perspective, fully qualified to drive these trucks. I had a Class A commercial truck driver's license with air brakes and trailer certifications. So it really nailed down for me the idea that you could train or you could learn anything. Now the second concept that job taught me, was this idea that you can, or you should take, kind of go through life and take someone else's perspective. And that's useful both in the workplace as well as your personal life, and kind of in a subset of your personal life whenever you're driving on the highway. Now, before I had this truck driving training, I'd drive along the freeway and I'd maybe see some big, huge, massive object coming up trying to merge, and I'd think, well, this guy can see me, it's broad daylight. I don't have to accelerate or decelerate, he can move around me, no problem, and I have the right of way. But if you shift your perspective and you think about the truck driver's perspective, you understand how dangerous that assumption could be. That truck driver, and for the first couple weeks, I hadn't mastered shifting. 50% of my brain power coming onto an on-ramp was trying to steer this massive vehicle between the lines. 25% of my brain power was trying to shift like a madman to get up to even 40 or 50 miles an hour. We went through 5 years just to get from 0 to 25. Some of the trucks are 13 speeds. I had an 8-speed usually. So I was shifting like crazy, trying to keep the truck with the rear trailer from swinging back and forth. And about 25% of my brain power was devoted to making sure the 65 feet of length, which I'm now going to shove into that lane on the freeway, was free and clear of traffic. And I can confess that during certain times, I would just turn on my signal, make sure there was no massive truck there, and hope for the best. I think, let's see, sorry, my system is getting messed up. The third concept that was kind of drilled in during that job was the idea of respecting the bully, or never bringing a car to a truck accident. And you got to understand the relative size differentials between these vehicles when you're on the freeway with them. This truck weighs 40 tons or 80,000 pounds fully loaded. A Toyota Camry weighs about 3,300 pounds. So even though you're 4 times longer from a truck perspective, that truck is 20 to 25 times more mass than you. Can't stop as well, can't avoid you, basically. And with 65 feet of length, it might not see you. So from now on, every time I drive, even remotely near a truck, I try and get away as quickly as possible, because you just don't know what's going to happen. One of the the accidents that we had, luckily it wasn't me, but it was a first-year driver during my second season. He parked on the side of the road, he was lost, he was looking at a map, he had his trailer brakes set. So there's 80,000 pounds of mass sitting there halfway on the road. And a farmer, either drunk or in a rush, didn't see him. He used to drive at night. And he slammed his full-size F-150 pickup truck directly into the back of that trailer. And I talked to the driver about the accident later on, and he said, I heard the accident. He didn't say I felt the accident, he said I heard it. I looked into my rearview mirror and I saw there was a truck attached to the rear of my pull trailer. That just illustrates to you how dangerous it is when you're sharing the road with this massive kind of machine. So if there's any piece of advice I can give you that you can take with you, maybe share with your family members, concerning, or that you can extract from the speech, that's never bring the car to a truck accident. So I hope you learned a little bit about me, a little bit about my first job, and take my advice to heart. Thank you.